If you're thinking about moving abroad in 2025, here is the real step-by-step guide that you should follow. My name is Angel K, and I moved to Mexico 3 months ago, and I've been through my ups, downs, and a little bit of hiccups, but I've learned my lesson so that I can come here and share with you guys what you should and shouldn't do when you're moving to a new country. The biggest mistakes people make are not planning financially, choosing the wrong country, or not having a way to sustain themselves. I'm going to be honest, when I first came to Tulum, I wish I knew what the grocery prices were because I expected them to be cheaper than the US, but they're about the same. Honestly, when I look and compare and look at how much I used to spend when I was back in New Jersey, it's literally just the same as I spend here. And I also wish I had came with a bigger emergency fund because I knew that I was getting money from this brand deal that I did, so I knew I was going to be good regardless for a long time. But I do wish coming here that I had saved a little bit more just because when you're here, you don't realize how quickly your finances start to drain. So it's always good to have a big emergency fund, especially when you're in a new country. So let's start with step one, choosing the right country. A lot of people move to save money, but there are so many other things that you have to consider. For example, visa options and requirements. The first option is a tourist visa, which is basically a short-term stay. You get to stay in a country from 30 days to 180 days. The second visa option is a digital nomad visa. This is ideal for remote workers, and this is available in Spain, Thailand, Portugal, and many other countries as well, but those are just some examples. The third option is a work visa. Now, in order to get a work visa, you have to get a job offer from a local company. Next is a retirement visa. This is for people who have a steady passive income. And then we have a student visa, of course, for those that are studying abroad. And last but not least is a residency visa. This is more of a long-term stay, and you have to show proof of income sometimes, or at least some funds in your bank account. So if you're wondering which visa option is right for you, if you work online or run a business, honestly, a digital nomad visa would be perfect. But if you're looking for a permanent residency, you want to look for visa options that will eventually lead to that. I know places like here in Mexico, they allow longer term stays with like a tourist visa extension, but other places like Bali will require more paperwork. And if you guys want me to make a longer video listing all the countries where it's easy to get a residency, then let me know by leaving it in the comments below. And if you want to know how to apply for a visa, all you have to do is Google the country name along with Visa for Americans. And you can also check the embassy website. Some visas are going to require proof of income, health insurance, or background check, so make sure to plan ahead. Next, we're going to talk about the cost of living. A lot of countries may look cheap based on the stories that we hear online, but it's really all going to come down to how much you spend and what your lifestyle consists of. Here in Mexico, you can rent a decent one-bedroom apartment between $500 to $1,200 depending on the area. Meanwhile, somewhere like Portugal, you may start around $1,000 and up for a one bedroom. And then eating out in Bali, you might spend $3 for some local foods, but if you go for like Western type of food, you might spend about $15. If you want to compare cost of living between different countries, you can check out Numbeo or Expacitan. These are great websites that will compare the different types of costs between countries. Next, we're going to talk about safety, healthcare, and community. Here's how to know if a country is safe for you. You want to research the crime rates. Some places do have a bad reputation, but it really varies by neighborhood. Here in Mexico, a lot of people were telling me it's dangerous, the cartel, this and that. But when you look at places like Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Merida, these are all safe for tourists and nomads. It's also good to hear from other people's experiences. So joining Facebook groups, reading Reddit threads, and even watching other people's YouTube vlogs just to see what they have to say. Honestly, no matter where you are, be aware of scams, keep a low profile, and never ever flash your money. Try to act like you're rich or anything because you will become a target. All right, let's move on to healthcare. The big question is, are you going to have access to good medical care? So a lot of countries offer high quality care with just a fraction of the US cost, like Mexico, Portugal, Thailand. Some of these places even allow you to join public healthcare if you get residency. You can also get private insurance for super cheap depending on where you are, and this can range between $50 to $100 per month as opposed to like $500 in the US. And last part of this step, let's talk about community. Are you going to feel at home? If you want to make friends fast, you want to join expat groups like on Facebook, and also go to like local co-working spaces. There's also apps like Meetup or Bumble. I personally used Bumble when I first came to Tulum, but I also more so enjoy meeting people when I'm out and about doing something that I enjoy, because then we kind of connect on the activity that we're doing. I met like my first few friends when I went to go take a silent disco class, and it was the most fun ever. I have a whole vlog on it. And yeah, it was just easy to make friends that way. And in my opinion, it's super easy to make friends when you're abroad because there are other expats that are looking for a community too. Okay, step 2 is the financial preparation. How are you going to sustain yourself while living abroad? We're going to talk about remote jobs and freelancing. Remote jobs are going to be for people who want a steady paycheck, and you can look for jobs in customer service, tech, marketing and social media, and even teaching English online. I'm going to link on the screen where you can find these remote jobs and also put them in the description box below, but I would also suggest to apply to US, Canadian, or European companies because these will have higher pay. And then the second option is freelancing. This is for people who want a little bit more flexibility and want to control how much money that they make. Some of the best freelance skills that you can learn are copywriting, which is writing emails, blogs, website content, graphic design, video editing, social media management. And the best places to showcase your work and get clients is either going to be Fiverr or Upwork. You can also directly reach out to people on LinkedIn or Instagram, TikTok, any social media platform. And then you also have another option, which is starting an online business. This is the best option for people who want complete freedom. So for example, you can sell digital products like an ebook, a guide, or a course. You can also be a content creator and get monetized on your individual platforms and get paid by how many views that you get. You can also get into affiliate marketing where you make money from the commissions off of the products that people buy from you. If you don't know where to start in terms of how to create an online business, just focus on one skill and master it. So again, if you're looking for different ways to sustain yourself while living abroad, you can apply for remote jobs if you want the stability, or you can start freelancing if you want more flexibility and higher pay, but you can also build an online business if you want full financial freedom. I have an ebook that just came out where I talk about how you can make money online and live abroad that goes over all these things in so much more detail that you can keep forever and refer back to whenever you want to. It is linked in my description box below. And I'm also offering one-on-one strategy calls for anybody that is looking to get into content. This is where I will help you create your platform, work on your brand, and what it is you want to sell to people and what digital products that you can create. So if you're interested, everything will be in the description box below. Now let's talk about budgeting and saving before moving. I get asked this question all the time in my TikTok comments. How much money should you save up before moving abroad? And honestly, I always say this, your budget really depends on where you're moving, but a good rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up. So if you usually spend $3,000 per month, you want to have 3 by 6, $18,000 saved up before you move. And here's a breakdown of essential costs that you have to plan for. Of course, your flight, that is number 1. Number 2 is your first month's rent and deposit at your new place. Third, if you plan on applying for a visa, you have to have your visa fees and proof of income or at least some savings to show that you can sustain yourself for the amount of time you plan on staying in that country. Fourth is health insurance, so you can easily pay for that as soon as you land. And 5, like I said in the beginning, is an emergency fund. So any unexpected costs, maybe you have to go back home, maybe you have a random emergency that you just have to take care of, having an emergency fund in a different country is essential. And then a few last tips on the financial side when it comes to moving abroad is 1, you want to open an international bank account just so you can avoid those foreign transaction fees. 2, you want to get a travel-friendly credit card. There's Chase Sapphire, Amex Platinum, or Capital One Venture. 3, you want to plan for taxes. If you are American, you still have to file taxes even if you live abroad. And last but not least, make sure to have at least one steady income before leaving your home country. And step 3 is really just making the move. Once you have everything previously mentioned together, all you have to do is now book your flight and book your temporary stay. I highly recommend staying in an Airbnb for a month when you move so that you can just get to know the neighborhoods, get to know different areas, the locals, meet people, look at any apartments that you've been seeing online in person, compare different prices, compare neighborhoods, compare where the stores are, if things are walkable, look at the transportation, and really just live like a full local for that first month and really get the experience. Again, like I said, joining Facebook groups is the best way to meet people, and I highly recommend also meeting people from different cultures and just being open to different types of people. I feel like that's how you really find your tribe, because if you're already on this journey of moving abroad and just experiencing a whole new different lifestyle, it's best to just really put yourself out there and be open to all the different types of experiences that you could really have when you're in this new place. It just makes it more fun, honestly. And last, I will say that moving abroad is not just a location change. It really is a lifestyle change, and you have to just be willing to adjust a lot, make certain compromises, be open, but also just having your head on straight. If you guys are thinking of moving abroad, I'm very curious as to where you're thinking of going. So go ahead and comment below which country that is. Are you thinking of Mexico? Are you thinking of Thailand, Bali, Dubai? Wherever it is, let me know in the comments. And again, if you need any help with moving abroad, my free moving abroad checklist will be in the description box below. If you want to learn how to make money online and move abroad, that will also be in the description box below, as well as my one-to-one strategy call. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, let me know down below and I will get to them as soon as possible. But I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful and I will see you in the next one.